Hello ladies, welcome to the Forensic Healing Energy webinar. This is the second module in Forensic Healing. You first have principles, and if you're studying online, then that's where you would start, and then you move to learning about the energy module. When I do live training, I actually go the reverse. I start at soul and work backwards. Only because it's at live training, it's easier to show the overall picture, and it's all done in a safe environment because the soul module takes people off the matrix. But if you're starting online, it's important you start at principles, and most people that come to live have worked through some of the modules. Okay, so I'm going to give the overview again of how forensic healing works, what it looks like in a protocol. So by now you know we open the case and there's stuff in the middle and then you close the case. Well, the only rule is as long as you open and close, you don't have to worry about finite details. Did I do it right? Did I do it wrong? Did I miss something? Doesn't matter, because the opening sets it up that it's all correct. The closing makes sure that if you've missed anything or something's not right, it sorts it out there. And if you can't close, then it means you need to go back and find another correction or healing pathway. Maybe they might need to breathe more. It just keeps it safe, because what it does is it says the body isn't for things to be in equilibrium, for things to be in balance. The body doesn't have enough energy, or something else needs to be released, or the person needs to breathe more, or the person needs to let go of something. When you go back to as you'll find out in the end of doing all the protocols, you actually just go back to the index. At the moment, you have a little table that says, do they need to breathe more? Do they need water? Do they need a mineral balance? Or do they need to, you find another healing pathway that you have between in energy. So it's kind of, because you're learning energy, it's only going to be about the energy pathways. But when you get to the end, it's about all the pathways. So we've got to really relax in all of this. Because it needs to be relaxed and it needs to be easy. Otherwise, you'll go, I can't follow this. So what's the rule? Open and close the case, party in the middle. So it doesn't matter. But the overview is open, you profile, you get some details, you do a healing, and close. Now that makes sense. It's like, okay, I've got everything set up. Let's see who we're dealing with. We profile them. Let's get a bit more information, and then we do the healing around that, and then close. Now again, I've got to reiterate also, it's important to have an intention, because if you don't have an intention, then nothing can really make sense. It's a bit like saying, well, my intention is to improve my finances, so therefore the information that will follow will be in relation to finances, yeah? And then it'll take you back to ages where, an age back where there was either stress around finances, maybe there was jealousy, ends up a curse, or all sorts of stuff. It's like you can't work it out unless you can't guess what might happen, because it could be anything, right? Beautiful. So we have two books here. This is the Healing Pathways Guide. That's what you can refer to. So if you're working online and you haven't purchased the physical books, which are the manuals, which are all online, that you can print, either read online, print yourself, or order them from us. The manual for the energy one looks like that. So that's all the information behind the energy information. So energy is all about your meridians, physical stuff. So all of that. So someone's just said hello. So hello. Okay, so energy is about the invisible chi, prana that runs through your body. Now when this gets blocked, then issues happen in your body, right? So it's similar to if you've done Touch for Health. It's similar to Touch for Health, if you've done Touch for Health. Now that's a full-on course that I did years ago. I found it a little dry because I like it just, it's dry. It's just like, anyway, that's how I found it, but that's okay. What I've done is I've kind of, everything that I've inserted in forensic healing, it's really important, but I've just shortcut it, changed it, simplified, and quickened it. So you don't have to do, you have to do all the modules, all the modalities of healing. I've got them, I've got you covered. All right, so with energy, it's that this module is an anomaly. That means that it appears to have 20 healing pathways in it, but it doesn't. Now, why doesn't it? Because I didn't know really what I was creating back 10 years ago. I didn't quite understand how it was going to fit together. I just knew a basic outline, and I had a different brain back then. In fact, I was pretty tired, and I obviously I was told to bring this information, but exactly how it's looking at the moment, how it's all put together, is an anomaly in energy, because physics has 20 healing pathways, emotions has 20 healing pathways, spirit has 20 healing pathways, soul has 20, but energy, the first 14 are information only about all the 14 meridians. And hello, ladies. So that's what that is about. All right, so let's just quickly take an overview of each meridian. So each meridian relates to an organ or a gland and an emotion. Now, a really common one that you all would know would be the liver meridian, and that relates to, you would all probably know, anger and resentment. And that's why, the liver gets out of balance when somebody is angry. It messes up the liver, and it can get it's like toxic. And then the side effects of actually a blocked liver or a toxic liver is skin conditions, because it's the filtration system for toxins in the body. So this is why you need to look at everything at a emotional level, spiritual level, physical level, energetic level. So we're looking at it energetic because we want to flush out the body of stuff that gets stuck, that's stopping the chi flowing for all our organs and glands. Now, when you do this can actually physically detox your body. You can be flushing out in the toilet, you can be cleansing, and nothing like a good cleanse of all the toxins that get blocked, because when your body is stressed, and if it has an injury, that can block the chi. When you have stress in your jaw, that's where you hold it, that can block all the meridians. Well, that's going to stop the body from healing, hence why it's an ongoing process. All right, so in your Healing Pathways manual, in energy, the first 14, pictures and stuff show each meridian. And then the last 6 are the healing pathways. So really the last 6 are 2.15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, that's 6. So it's 2 point, the last 6. And the first 14 are the information for those healing pathways. So that's how it works. So don't stress too much about it. It's just, it's just how it goes. I was just writing it, and then I go, okay, I'm putting out all the information, and then the last 6 healing pathways says go refer back to the pictures to follow meridians, to go find out what that meridian means. So it's really, that's how that works. Okay, rightio. Now, when you're doing this via distance, let's say you're over Skype and you've got to do a meridian alignment, what I do is I tell them to do what I'm doing. So I say, okay, so the adrenal meridian runs along the jaw, down the arm. If you need to trace it, you can just tell them to trace it on their body like this, you know, and you do it as well at the same time, as if you're doing it for them. That way they're doing it, whatever you visualize and whatever intention you have, then that's so important. Intention is energy. We are running on energy, and we are the physical manifestation of the energy that happened prior. We are everything is a physical manifestation of everything we've been doing up to this point. So when you understand that, that's why you keep trying to rise above what is. Because whatever's happening now, if you're reacting to whatever's happening now, then you're going to create the same again, right? But if something's happening now, forensic healing can help you make sense of why you're attracting something, which is a gift. Because then you go, oh yeah, it's me, I've created this from my energy. I now understand why I've created it. Now I've got to rise above, because I want something better for tomorrow. I want something better in 1 year. Right? Okay, so, all right. So let's take a look at, so all those first relate to acupressure points. It relates to the muscles, because the body stores emotion. Now, you probably have had a massage where you've cried in a massage just because you're releasing stored emotion, stored trauma out of the body. And I love it, because with forensic healing, we're not only doing it on an energetic level, but we're going to get physically and release stuff from the body. Now, you know, I guess my gift of having serious pain in my life has caused me to try so much and to experience what really works. And hence why, you know, making your pain a gift is fantastic. And you will find your purpose. Usually you'll find your purpose in the things that you've had to overcome. That will be your specialty. Yeah, so it's nice to be on the other end of, you know, no more pain. I'm not saying I don't get some stiffness, because, you know, that's what I still get, some stiffness, but I'm nowhere near, I'm nothing like I used to be. I used to be, every minute of the day would be, when can I see a chiropractor? I'm in pain. Like, I would just be counting down. All I'd be interested in is the next time I can see a chiropractor or get some sort of relief. Particularly when I was in Canada, that was particularly very, very bad. And that's when, and I tried to detox my body, but not intensely, but I tried some detoxes and I never detoxed. I was so clogged up. And this is what this starts to do. It starts to unravel your blocked meridians and chi, and gets your body, once you release that, what happens is the body automatically heals itself. Hence why we aren't the healer. We unblock the body from trauma, stresses, toxins, so it automatically heals itself. It automatically brings itself back into balance. We release all of our traumas. All right, so let's take a look at, then we've got all our first 14 pages. Well, if you're looking in this Healing Pathways guide, this is really great to follow along when you do the, go through the videos and you don't have the physical manuals, to use this one and just look through each of the meridians as I talk about them. So this book will give you all the background information. This online manual gives all the background information to what meridians do, what the meaning of them are, etc., and how they run, and how to and descriptions of how to work it. So and how to how to do all the healing pathways. All right, so we got 14 main meridians, and you can see the pictures of them in the first 14 where they run, the direction that they run, because some run down and others run up. So if you energetically run something in the wrong direction, let's say you've got a meridian that, let's see, the first meridian is called, in the book, we've got, I think it's called Central Meridian, which relates to, let's have a quick look at that for you. First meridian, central vessel, and that relates to brain, and it runs from, it says from the pubic bone up this way. So if you were to look at somebody and then intentionally say, I'm going to run your meridian down, and then if you did it with your eyes, or if you actually got your hand and run it down, then it depletes them of energy. So, I mean, yeah. So the thing is, if I say that, then I've created a rule for you. I mean, this is proven to be correct. However, what would the question would be is that really correct? Or, I mean, obviously this is all based on Chinese medicine, but I could say, well, if I run it in the opposite direction, that could help you. So, there's always belief systems with these things. That's why I'm careful to say, I'm going off like the Chinese medicine and all the way that works, and it's always been accurate up to this point. And, so all I'm saying is I watch belief systems, because if you go, oh my God, I've gone and done this wrong, oh my God, I've run it the wrong way, I've injured them or I've hurt them, that's all belief. So I go more for intention, but we do follow the rules of Touch for Health and the Chinese medicine. So we run it, the meridians run up, it helps with the central vessel meridian, which relates to the brain. So, and that talks about, it's to do with mind chatter, foggy head, migraines, yada, yada, yada. And so that's the first meridian. So what we're going to talk about now is, they're all in the first 14 pages. And then at the back of, after the first 14, then we have all the healing pathways. So you've got your aura chakra matrix. So that's where you go back into your protocol, and it says test for a light body and test for a chakra. So you just get two words, and those words, when anything shows up, it says that's where there's a block, or that's an age that's significant. It's bringing up information to be addressed in relation to what your intention was. So the aura chakra matrix is pretty easy. It's basically, you pull out two words from those lists in your protocol, and then you just scan the body, and you'll be scanning the body for on the body where to, let's say we scan. Since I say I've got to shift over the neck, so the throat chakra, and then it says see how far out you need to take the energy, and then send it. Like it might say, then you get a shift there. Really quite basic. It's really very basic. Meridian alignment is where you just trace the meridians, and then you just follow it. I don't go over the body where, let's say, I go strongly on the body, like I'll trace it strongly, say it's on the arm or on the legs. But when it gets to the intimate areas, I just run over with my hands. I'm not really particular about the exact detail of where all these meridians run. You can also look the meridians up on the internet. You can get charts and stuff. But I'm very much like, after a while, it removes toxins from the body. This is really great for a physical detox. You can run yourself. You can start running the meridians, go through all the meridians and start running them yourself and following them. This is your, you've got your adrenal ones running down here. So meridian alignment says you just check which of the 14 meridians that you need to address for someone or for yourself. And then you can go look at the picture. So if it stops on, let's go on the liver. Let's say it stops. So you scan for the first 14 and it stops on liver, which is 6. You go back to 2.6 and that shows you where that meridian is. So I look back. So I've scanned these scan lists and I go back to 2.6, and 2.6 shows me where that meridian runs and the direction that it runs in. So if I look, it says the meridian, and it tells me also in that little box, it begins from the inside the big toe. So it's starting from the toe, running up inside the leg, and then it comes up, and then it stops at under the rib cage. So it stops about here by the looks of it, and then comes down and then runs inside the leg. So if you actually start going inside your leg and rubbing it, it's often really sore. If your body's sore and you struggle to have a strong massage, your body's toxic. That's just how that works. It can be toxic from car accidents, from stress, from bad diet, from injuries, from not taking care of yourself. And you must take care of your body. You must take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, then you're emitting a vibration that's low vibration, and you will attract these same back in your life. It's very difficult to grow spiritually if your body is dense. Hey guys, all right, so that's how that would work for the meridian resistance. You just follow it, yeah? Then the acupressure stimulation, again, you test for the 1 to 14, wherever it ends up. You just look at the picture, and basically it's just a little, you know, you tap on a point. Well, lungs are here, so it could be a tap and a rotate. It's really quite basic. Now, some meridians are bilateral, some are it's just unilateral, I think, bilateral, unilateral. So the first 2 meridians are only running down the center. All of the rest of the meridians run on both sides of the body, so you do everything on both sides. So that acupressure stimulation is just tapping and the points. So you just go back. Say if it ended up on, let's say, the liver, it said was the big toe, so you rotate and tap on that big toe acupressure stimulation point. So it'll always be the first point. So that first point says I'm starting to release any blockage to get the energy running through that meridian. That's why you tap and rotate. It's like stimulates that beginning point so the energy can run through. Now, the first 2 meridians, we do the end points because you don't want to be tapping and rubbing. One, the beginning point's the pubic bone, and then the other's the coccyx. So the first 2, we're rubbing and tapping the end points. So, yeah, so, but the rest are basically, or, you know, and also you can ask your client, you know, if it's on the face, you can go tap yourself, get them to tap their own meridians, because, you know, some people, if your hands have been all over their body and you've been touching, and you get to the end and you've got to go touch their face, it'd probably be better that you say to them to go, you know, like under the eye, tap and rotate, you know. The eye one was stomach, I'm pretty sure, under the eye, stomach. All right. So that's the acupressure stimulation, and then we have muscle alignment. So that is where you just stretch out their muscle. You got to go test 1 to 14. You find where the muscle is. Now, just wing it. The great thing about forensic healing is you wing stuff. Don't even worry about that. Don't even know what you're doing. It doesn't matter, because intention is really important, and being relaxed in it is important, because if you're stressing, then you're not helping the healing. And I used to stress because I'm like, oh my goodness, I gotta like help this person. they're gonna pay me, and they expect to get these results. Well, after a while, after doing forensic healing for so many years, it actually is evolved into something where I see that it's actually whether they're gonna let go of their stuff. Are they ready? Are they evolved? And because I'm a good conduit, I've got the right system, the rest is up to them. So I say to the universe, please just send me the people I can help. I want to transform people's lives. So I attract the people that are transformable, unbelievable, because I ask for that. I go, because that's my intention, to transform lives. And if I say that, guess what's going to turn up? People whose lives get transformed. And that's the greatest joy in doing this. You watch the joy, it's just nothing, you know, fills your heart more than having people going, wow, you know, I'm free. So again, you know, that's why I don't have to stress so much, because stress isn't going to help you when you're healing. And the more you understand that it's how this whole system works, and how you need to connect yourself. Now, a lot of people talk about they struggle with the energy shift. Well, I've done many videos on the energy shift, and the energy shift, well, now that people are having to work by distance, is your body, and that's that body movement. That's where you stand here, and then you have to ask your body to show the answer. You say, body, show me an answer, and it can move. Now that's how you read. There's a few methods to test via distance, but when you attune your body and you keep practicing that, let me feel it, how am I feeling? You keep asking yourself, what are you feeling? Then you come back and say, you know, I'm now finding out my body's an antenna, your body's an antenna, and it's talking to you, but we have disconnected and we have been taught, not to follow it, and our abuse and all of that toxins shut that system down, and hence why you're reversing it. So if you're struggling in feeling a lot, that's because you've spent your whole life not feeling. And now my nose is running, and so you need to work on saying to yourself, what am I feeling today? What is my body telling me? And that's going to take years. So excuse me. Oh, so when my nose runs, healing's happening. All right. So that's really important that that's why I'm taking care of yourself and asking yourself, what am I feeling? But the other thing is following those feelings. And then if you don't follow your feelings, recognizing what happened, what were the results of not following feelings? How wrong did it go? Well, have you had enough pain? That's where I go. I've had enough pain. I get how it works. I'll follow my feelings very quickly. It'll be like, yep, done, yep. And it's I just use a mathematical equation. Toxic energy will be toxic energy in me. There's two things. Why did I attract it? Or what am I doing? Aren't I following my feelings? And I don't want toxicity. I want something better. So you'll see yourself having to change, if you are growing, you often grow faster than those people around you. Because if they're not working on themselves, then you will be having to move forward. And leaving, just they can fade away, or you set boundaries. All right, so what are we on? We're on okay, half an hour already. Wow, I could talk all day, couldn't I? Right, muscle alignment. So that's about putting your hands on the muscle, stretching it out. The people that do massage, do you know what I mean? You can add stuff in. This is really cool what you can do. So that's the muscle alignment. Meridian resistance, that is when there's a range of movement. And so when you take a muscle through a range of movement, which is contracting it and expanding it, then that releases stored emotion. So for instance, this one is gallbladder. It comes down. The range of movement is from straight and then back to their legs. So you've got to stop it. And as they're trying to push down, they're releasing stored emotion, and that releases pain. It gets the chi moving. It starts to activate the muscle to release, stored stuff. And the organ gland roots. Oh, thanks. I can talk all day. Yeah. Thank you. So organ gland roots is about the pathways into the body, and it gets really specific. So it's really awesome. If there's just one tiny thing that needs adjusting in the body that's blocking something, it can identify it. Now the thing is, you're on energy, so you're just going to be using the energy pathways. You don't ask me what do you have to do for a certain situation or a condition, because when you get to the end, you have 6 modules, and the protocol takes you to the exact module and the exact healing pathway that you need for that condition. You don't keep saying, oh, shall I do this for this condition? When you get to the end of the protocol, when you're open to all of the modules, it'll take you on where you need to go. But for the moment, we're on energy, so you need to just stick with energy because you're learning those pathways. Now, you can't do anything wrong by actually doing these things on yourself, because you are enhancing your energy. You are cleansing the body as you do these healing pathways. So the organ gland roots is you check 1 to 14, and then you test 1 to 14, whatever one it is. Maybe let's go back to liver. You go to 6. Then you have 3 choices. Test for 1, 2, 3. You like that one? Thanks, Annette. And then it will go, and then you just say each word. So on each dash, you need a shift, and that's just, it then says, we clear the blocks as we go deeper into the liver. Like for instance, if it was liver and it came up 1, it says liver, then you get a shift. Detoxification pathway, so that's making sure that there's the blocks on that is cleared. So when you get the shift after that, it then goes into toxin covert, and then excretion. So it clears, it's obviously the detoxification pathways for the liver that's showing that there's a block there. So that's basically the overview of the energy, and understanding that you know, this is what anybody that does things like acupuncture and Tai Chi and that, they're getting this Chi energy running through the body. And when you have this smooth running of this Chi, then you become alive and your body feels good, and then you can expand your consciousness, connect to source, right? So it's the physical side, and it shows how each part of those meridians relate to, you know, certain emotions, like the kidney and the bladder relate to the fear, you know, fear. So when, you know, that can get all blocked up. Yeah, so these are really great. It's again just one module for forensic healing. Again, it's condensed and compacted. And that's going to be it. So I think, thank you for watching this, and hopefully I can download this one and add it into your videos, because it's this new overview of people to get a fresh perspective and for me to give out some new information. All right, so thank you so much for listening. Take care of yourself. Remember to rise above what is. Rise above anything that's feeling fearful, because otherwise you keep yourself on a cycle. If you just remember this one thought: if I feel fear right now, then I'm going to bring it back to me. So in spite of how bad something might seem, in spite of how terrible, you must decide to eliminate that. And that's called spiritual advancement. That shifts your future. And the test will be, you have to keep doing it, right? Yeah, thank you. What is Donna saying? Transfer clients, your feeling body is the antenna. Yes. I love how Donna translates my stuff. That's so cool. I love that. All right. Blessings, beautiful people. Let's all rise together. Let's all free our bodies and our consciousness. And I'll see you in the next module. All right. Bless you. Take care.